Welcome to EDU World Space.
So if we want to find a parabola that has a curvature of 4 at the origin, let's just first start with a general quadratic, and then we can kind of go from there. Actually, maybe I should write this over here. So at the origin, that means kappa of 0 is equal to 4. So let's start with f of x is equal to, and actually I guess I should say where this came from. So since this is the case of where it's just in the xy plane essentially, and we have f of x is equal to something, they tell us we can find the curvature using this equation here. So this is where this is coming from. So let's just go ahead and start with this. So ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, if we want it to contain the origin, so that means we need the point 0, 0 on here. And so that already tells us that C has to be 0. So, like, no matter what we do, our quadratic now has to be in this form here. Okay. Now let's just go ahead and find our derivatives and everything, and then we can go from there. So let's take the first derivative. So it would be f prime is going to be 2ax plus b. Then we can take the second derivative, which is just going to give us 2a. And now let's go ahead and take all these and plug them in over here. So let me scoop this down. Now, this would be the magnitude of 2a, or not the magnitude, absolute value. I guess it's technically also the magnitude. But then 1 plus, then we have 2ax plus b squared raised to the 3/2 power. Now, let's go ahead and plug in 0 into kappa, and that should be equal to 4. So this is going to be absolute value of 2a over 1 plus. Now this 2ax is just going to go away, and we'd be left with b, so it would be b squared raised to the, or plus 1 raised to the 3/2 power. Now let's go ahead and see if we can come up with some kind of relationship between these. So we can go ahead and multiply this over first. So it would be 4 times 1 plus b squared raised to the 3/2 is equal to the absolute value of 2a. Then we can go ahead and break this open and divide by 2. So that would give us a is equal to plus or minus. So I divide 4 by 2, so that's 2. 1 plus b squared raised to the 3/2. So as long as we have it in this form here, it will give us a solution. So in general, f of x is equal to ax squared plus bx, where a can be equal to plus or minus 2, 1 plus b squared raised to the 3/2, and this gives kappa of 0 being 4. So you can plug in any number for b, it will output some a, and that should give us this kappa of 4. So now let's just plug in some value. So just kind of for simplicity's sake, I'm going to say b is 0. So then that means a is going to be either plus or minus 2, 1 plus 0 squared raised to the 3/2, which that says a is just going to be plus or minus 2. So an actual parabola we could have is, or actually two different ones, would be f of x is equal to negative 2x squared, because remember b is 0, or f of x is equal to 2x squared. And again, you could also use any other number as well. So I'll just do one other, just kind of to show this. So like b is equal to 1 maybe, so that would give us a is equal to plus or minus 2. And then it would be, what was it, b squared? Yeah, b squared. So just 1 plus 1 raised to the 3/2. So that would be a is equal to plus or minus 2, and then it would be 2 to the 3/2, which would be plus or minus 2 add the powers to the 5/2. So then that gives us 2 again. So it would be b is equal to plus or minus, or I'll do plus first, or minus 2 raised to the 5/2 x squared, and then plus just x. Or we could have f of x is equal to, so the positive of this 2 raised to the 5/2 x squared, and then plus x. So any of these here would be a possible solution. And then again, our general solution is this up here. But again, they just wanted a single one, so you can pretty much just say any of these and it will all give you a valid answer.